Hey guys! I'm here in the mountains of Chihuahua in the Pueblo Mágico of Creel, and I want to show you around this charming little town. I'll cover how to get here, what to do, and what to expect if you're thinking of visiting. I'm Andrea. I'm an American living and traveling through Mexico, and Creel is a quiet, unique place with beautiful nature and interesting local culture. So let's explore it together. Creel is a small town tucked in the Sierra Tarahumara, a rugged mountain range in northern Mexico, and it's considered the gateway to the Copper Canyon, or Barrancas del Cobre in Spanish, which is one of the largest canyon systems in the world. Creel is also a Pueblo Mágico, meaning that it's recognized for its natural beauty, culture, and history. One of the most unique parts of visiting here is the strong presence of the Tarahumara people, also known as the Raramuri, an indigenous group known for their deep connection to the land, traditional way of life, and long-distance running abilities. Along with their culture, you'll find pine forest, mountain air, and peaceful scenery that make Creel a perfect spot for nature lovers and slow travelers. Getting to Creel was very easy. We drove from Chihuahua City, and it took about 3.5 hours on a well-paved scenic road. If you have access to a car, driving is definitely the fastest and most flexible way to get here. The slowest option is the train, specifically El Chepe Regional. It only runs from Chihuahua and takes longer, but the views are beautiful and the ride is super relaxing. Tickets cost 860 pesos or around $40. Just keep in mind you have to buy the ticket in person at the train station in Chihuahua, and it's a good idea to bring cash in case their card machine isn't working. There's also El Chepe Express, which is the more touristy version of the train. It only runs from Creel to Los Mochis in Sinaloa, and tickets can be bought online. Prices vary depending on the season and how early you book, but it's definitely more expensive than the Regional. The cheapest way to get here is by bus. We took Rápidos Cuauhtémoc, and a one-way ticket per person costs just 365 pesos, which is about $20. It's a great budget option if you don't mind a slightly longer trip. The area surrounding Creel is full of natural beauty and deep cultural roots, and there are plenty of tours available that make it easy to see the highlights in just a couple of days. Cusárare Waterfall is about 15 miles south of Creel and nearly 100 feet tall. It's a popular nature spot, and the short hike in is worth it, especially during the rainy season when the falls are at their strongest. Nearby is Lake Arareko, a U-shaped lake surrounded by pine forest and rock formations. These dramatic rock formations just outside of Creel were shaped over millions of years by wind, rain, and erosion acting on volcanic rock. The area is called Valle de los Monjes, or Bisabirachi, in Raramuri, and while geologists focus on how they were formed, the Raramuri see them as spiritual figures standing watch over the land. Right near Valle de los Hongos and Valle de las Ranas, you'll find the San Ignacio de Arareko Church, part of what was once an 18th century Jesuit mission. It was built to convert and serve the local Raramuri community, and the simple stone structure is still in use today. If you really want to understand the culture of the Raramuri people, the Museo Tarahumara in the center of Creel is a great place to start. It gives you insight into how they live, what they believe, and how their traditions are still alive today. Creel was founded in 1907 as a railway town, named after Enrique Creel, the governor of Chihuahua at the time, and a key figure in expanding the railroad through this region. The railroad brought settlers and change, but the Raramuri have maintained their language, lifestyle, and strong connection to nature. Inside the museum, you'll find traditional clothing, handmade tools, ceremonial masks, and displays that explain the Raramuri worldview. Their rituals and celebrations are deeply spiritual and very different from what you might expect. During Holy Week, for example, they hold all-night drumming rituals and processions, a tradition called Komonorirawachi, or when we walk in a circle. It's a symbolic battle between good and evil, where sound and movement become a form of prayer. For the Raramuri, death is seen as a transition, not an end. Funerals last several days and include drumming, prayers, and offerings to guide the soul. The community comes together, believing the spirit stays connected to the land and its people. Even in the summer, the evenings in Creel can get pretty chilly, especially during the rainy season when the air is damp and cool. Since we were staying downtown, we walked over to some nearby food stands and ended up at tamales y champurrado madrazo. We tried their Chihuahua-style tamales, topped with refried beans, crema menonita, and queso fresco. We also had a cup of champurrado, which is a warm, thick drink made with masa and Mexican chocolate, often flavored with cinnamon or other spices. It was the perfect combination for a cold evening. We went for a walk afterwards and saw a lot of people riding their ATVs and dirt bikes around the area. It's a popular way to get around Creel and explore the trails nearby, especially with so many scenic spots just outside of town. The streets are even more active on weekends, with locals out, visitors arriving, and the town feeling a lot more lively in the evenings. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to the mountains in Chihuahua and exploring the Pueblo Mágico of Creel. If you're curious about the gear I used to film this video, I've linked everything down below in the description. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you've ever been to Creel or if you're planning a trip in the future. I've got more travel guides coming as I keep exploring Mexico, so stay tuned. Hasta luego, se cuidan!